Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world, this your boy Adam here live on Couch Sports Football, and we have the final stream of 2022. And what a huge stream it's gonna be today, because Manchester City, as you can see from the table, ladies and gentlemen, dropped 2 vital points against Everton today, which means an Arsenal victory pushes them 7 points clear at the top of the table. How long will people wait before they see Arsenal as title contenders? We'll have to wait and see. A Brighton victory today pushes them above Fulham into 7th, but that's about it. But what a huge game we have today, ladies and gentlemen, in the Premier League. Not just the title race, but also for the race in top 4. How we doing, Max? Yes, my mate. What are you saying? I'm doing great, Max. How are you doing, my brother? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're enjoying the holidays. Hope you're keeping safe. Blags there in the chat. Blags, how you doing, my brother, over on YouTube? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Let me know where everyone's from. Let me know who we're all supporting. Let me know what we think of the football today. Manchester United earlier today. It's a 1-0 victory by that man, MBE Marcus Rashford, who comes off the bench to make it 1-0. Newcastle United dropping points against Leeds, which means Manchester United are now 2 points behind them. Up the Albion lad. How are West Brom doing? How are they doing? We have Premier League action, ladies and gentlemen. Southampton move to the bottom of the table, if I recall correctly. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, Southampton move to the bottom of the table, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Arsenal can push up to 7 points clear of Manchester City in second place. Huge points dropped by Manchester City earlier today. Huge points dropped. We'll have to wait and see how this Arsenal team play against a Brighton team who is considered one of their bogey teams. Let's have a look at the previous games between these two sides. Let's see. I'm sure there's been quite a few back and forths. Let's have a look. In the previous games, Brighton won 2-1. The last game, Brighton won 2-1. Then it was a 0-0 draw. An Arsenal victory 2-0. Arsenal victory 1-0. And Brighton 2-1. So two victories each for Brighton and Arsenal and one draw in the last 5 games. Craving a Brighton win despise Arsenal. I don't think anyone wants Arsenal to win the title besides the Arsenal fans. But it is what it is. That's what football's all about, ladies and gentlemen. That is what football's all about. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Max, what are you thinking of the Premier League this season? Who do you think has overperformed, underachieved? We are just under 10 minutes away from kickoff here today, where we have Brighton taking on Arsenal. And then tomorrow, I'll be live pretty much for the whole day tomorrow. Let me just get it here in front of me. So tomorrow, I'll be live from 1:30 until about 8 o'clock. A live long stream tomorrow. Overperformed Newcastle, underachieved West Ham has to be. Newcastle United, I think, are 4th in terms of points generated since Eddie Howe has taken over. As you can see, they sit 3rd in the table. Will be fighting for that top 4 spot. West Ham United, I feel like West Ham United are in a bit of an identity crisis. David Moyes wants to play a certain way of football, but the players are better than that. You look at the likes of Paqueta, Declan Rice, Antonio, who can play a different way. He has Skamaka, who is obviously currently injured, but Skamaka and Antonio up top, two big fellas, could cause problems to some defenses. He decides not to play them together. You know, Solchek. There's only so long you'll be able to hold on to these players. I wouldn't be surprised if a few of them do leave in the summer, not just Declan Rice. But we'll have to wait and see. Where do we all think Declan Rice is going to end up in the summer? We all know he's leaving. Is he going to be ending up at Chelsea? Could he end up at Arsenal? Manchester United will be after him. Souček will get booed by his own fans now. West Ham United losing earlier late last evening they lost against Brentford. 2-0 whilst we were live on the Liverpool-Leicester game. It was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Ivan Toney to score one, but we don't know. Ivan Toney might be injured now, so Brentford might have to take stock in the January transfer window. Let's see Ivan Toney. So they're hopeful. Okay, they're hopeful. Manchester City not happy with their game against Everton, finishing in a 1-1 draw. Newcastle United. If Newcastle United had won, what would that have done to the table? Let's see. If Newcastle United had won, they would have been on same points as Man City. Wow. Wow, that is huge. That is huge. Southampton on the bottom of the table with 12 points. Nottingham Forest, who play tomorrow, could come out of the bottom three with a victory, but that's going to be a huge game for them. Wolves lost obviously today. Further up the table, Arsenal sit top of the table with 4 points, but that could push to 7 with a victory today against Brighton. Brighton, who are 8th, can push up to 7th with a victory today, but we'll have to wait and see who's your favourite for top 4 and relegation then. Mate, Max, I'll be honest with you, my favourite for the top 4 is Arsenal, Manchester City, Newcastle, and then it's a fight between Man United, Tottenham and Liverpool. I still feel Newcastle are favourites for the top 4. I just don't know why. It's just something about this Newcastle side, the fact that they don't have to play in the midweek games where other teams are in Europe, the likes of Arsenal, Manchester City. Sorry, no, I don't think Arsenal are in Europe. I don't know. I'd have to second guess that. But the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool, and Manchester City, Chelsea, who are all in other competitions like Champions League, Europa League. I feel like it's just far too much, which means Brighton, Newcastle have just a clear shot to push up the table as much as possible. Relegation. Let's see who's at the bottom of the table now. I think it's the teams at the bottom there now. Nottingham Forest, Wolves, Nottingham Forest, and Southampton. Wolves were able to push out. So I think it's between West Ham, Bournemouth, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, and Southampton. But West Ham, I say Bournemouth, Forest, and Southampton. Bournemouth, Forest, and Southampton. Not Everton. No, I think Lampard will do well to keep them up. I think Lampard's going to keep them up. I'll be honest with you. They only have the one issue with a player at the back. The players are coming out here. Let's transfer over to the match center for you guys. There we go. Let's pull that there. Let's give you the team news we have here. It is 1 second. Who do you think's getting who's winning top 4 and getting relegated? Max, let me know in the chat. But let's give you the Brighton team here with Sanchez in goal, Lamptey, Dunk, Colwell, and Estepinian, Gilmore, Pascal Gross, Sully March, Lallana, Mitoma, and Trossard. Arsenal, on the other hand, they have Ramsdale in goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko. Midfield 3 of Odegaard, Partey and Xhaka, and it's Saka, Eddie Nketiah, and Martinelli up top. The only change that one earlier in the week was Tierney's off, and Zinchenko comes on. City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool top four, Southampton, Wolves, Everton relegated. Wow. You think Wolves are going to get relegated now that they've got Lopetegui? Tariq Lamptey has won all three career appearances versus Arsenal. Wow. That doesn't bode well. Wolves are shit though. Are they really? Are they really? You got to think about it, they didn't really have the right manager with them. Can't score, but in the January window, getting a few players in, maybe one or two on loan, maybe there could be a possibility. 4 goals in 8 previous starts for Eddie Nketiah, scoring in 50% of his games, which isn't bad. Which isn't bad, considering he doesn't start a lot. The players alongside the Amex Stadium will be paying their tribute to King Pele. Winning 3 World Cups, Martinelli will have grown up watching videos of him. Absolutely loved, not just in Brazil, but around the world. As the players come together and the fans to pay their respects for Pele, unfortunately passed away last week at the age of 82. 3 World Cups, over 1,200 goals scored, countless awards throughout the years, joint top scorer for Brazil, won his first World Cup in 1958, a year after he represented his country at 16 years old. 3 World Cups. We saw what Lionel Messi is doing now that he's won 1 World Cup. You just got to think, what did he do winning 3 World Cups? So this will be a huge game for Martinelli. So Arsenal are playing in their away kit. Why aren't they playing in their red kit? Brighton play blue. I don't get that one. Brighton play blue. I don't know why Arsenal aren't playing in their red kit, but it is what it is. Brighton in their blue and white kit. Arsenal in their black kit. Their black away kit. Odegaard there gives his team talk. Manchester City have dropped points, so this is a huge game for Arsenal. It'll be Arsenal to start the game off. Brighton shooting from left to right. Arsenal shooting from right to left, and the game kicks off here on Cal Sports Football. And it's Arsenal with Ramsdale, long ball out to that right side towards Saka, headed up high up into the air. Estepinian is there. Billy Gilmore starts for Brighton today. We'll have to wait and see how he performs today. Here we go with Arsenal now. Huge game today for Arsenal. Absolutely huge. But they come up against their bogey team. Brighton is considered Arsenal's bogey team. Brighton scoring 8 goals in their first 15 minutes of the game this season. Odegaard tries to feed it in towards Xhaka, but it's intercepted there by the young lad Tarek Lamptey, who tries to run away with the ball, but Partey intercepts it. It falls out to Martinelli here, who takes a shot and is blocked. It falls to Saka, and Saka makes it 1-0. 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute is all it takes for Arsenal to get in behind to make it 1-0 here on Cow Sports Football. And what a start to the game we had. What a start to the game we have here. Tarek Lamptey manages to win the ball off Odegaard. He drives with it forward, and Partey takes it off him. Zinchenko first time out to Martinelli down the right side. I think he goes for the shot, but it comes off the defender. It falls to Saka, and Saka's so calm. He is definitely one of the players on form this season. Makes it 1-0 with ease, and it's Arsenal 1. Arsenal 1, Brighton 0 here on Car Sports Football. Brighton have the ball here on this left-hand side with the keeper Sanchez. He clears the ball up high up into the air, but it's only for Saliba to win it. Into the goal scorer Saka in the Brighton half, being held up there by Estepinian. Minamito can't get there, and it falls to Odegaard, but it's intercepted by Govel. And it's dunked now on the ball. All the way back to the keeper, and he clears the ball up high up into the air, but it only falls to Gabriel. Partey flicks it into Zinchenko, being surrounded there by Brighton players, and the referee pulls it back for a free kick here. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1 in the first 3 minutes of the game. Goal scored in the first minute by the young lad Bukayo Saka. Zinchenko now to start the game back up. To restart the game for Arsenal. 1-2 with Partey, brings it into the middle towards Odegaard, into Nketiah. Here we go with Martinelli down this left-hand side. Martinelli lays it into Nketiah. 1-on-1 against Dunk. He lays it onto his right foot. Back to Martinelli. Martinelli into the middle towards Zinchenko, who spins away. What a turn that was from Zinchenko. He spins away from the defenders with ease, but Sanchez comes up clutch here and denies the goal. What an absolute beauty. He spins away from Solly March, and I think it's Dunk with so much ease. And Sanchez is screaming at his defenders. Arsenal to have a corner here on the left-hand side. Can they double their lead in the first 10 minutes of the game? Tarek Lamptey there. Taken short into Odegaard, back to Martinelli. Martinelli right foot shot blocked by Estepinian. And it comes out to Trossard. Intercepted there by Zinchenko, high up the pitch, bringing it forward here. Arsenal just look a different breed right now. They look a different breed right now. They're definitely causing trouble. Here we go with Xhaka on the ball here on this right side. Goes backwards to Saliba on this right side. Saliba into Odegaard on the centre circle. Goes backwards to Gabriel. And Gabriel goes all the way back to Ramsdale here on this right side. Ramsdale to start the game back off. Long ball over the top there towards Nketiah, but Dunk is there to win the head, and it goes all the way back to the keeper Sanchez. And Brighton will start the game on this left-hand side. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of that man, Bukayo Saka. Into Pascal Gross. Tries to feed it in. Billy Gilmore not in the game so far. Comes out to Estepinian down the left-hand side. He goes in towards Lallana. Lallana back to Billy Gilmore here. Back to Lallana. Mitoma down to his left. And he goes into Mitoma. Can he get there ahead of Ben White? No, he can't. It goes all the way back to the keeper. And Ramsdale will just clear it down the line. High up into the air. Estepinian will try and battle it out against Saka. He wins the header. And it falls to Mitoma. But it's intercepted there by Ben White. And it's Partey. Gets away from Pascal Gross. And he brings it forward here for Brighton. Goes into Odegaard. Odegaard has Nketiah through the middle, and he's got Martinelli down his left-hand side. Tariq Lamptey comes over to cover. Martinelli right foot shot blocked. And it comes out to Pascal Gross on that left-hand side for Brighton. Bringing it forward. Mitoma ahead of him. Lallana through the middle. Out to the right side is Tariq Lamptey on the halfway line. Backwards to Dunk. Returns it to Tariq Lamptey. And he goes back to Dunk on this left-hand side. Dunk into Pascal Gross. And it goes all the way back to Dunk. And Dunk makes his way all the way back to Sanchez. Brighton just need to calm down here. Sanchez with a long clearance out to the left-hand side towards Mitoma, who brings the ball under control. Trossard can't get there, and it forces Saliba, who gets away from Lallana. Partey out to this left-hand side finds Xhaka. Xhaka first time into Martinelli. One-on-one against Tariq Lamptey. Tries to go around the outside. It forces Xhaka into Eddie Nketiah, who takes the turn. And it goes out for a goal kick on this left-hand side. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1 here on Cow Sports Football. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? 7 minutes into the game. Brighton now with Sanchez. Brighton with a goal kick here on this left-hand side. Goes short to Dunk, returns it back to Sanchez. Sanchez clears it out to the right side towards Solimarch, who flicks it on, but there's no one there for Brighton, and Gabriel will pick up the loose ball, and he goes back to Ramsdale here. Ramsdale short to Partey, who returns it back to Ramsdale on the penalty spot. Out to the right side towards Zinchenko. Zinchenko into Xhaka, who brings the ball under control, and he'll just clear it away. Flicked on by Eddie Nketiah, but Dunk is there. And he makes his way all the way back to the keeper on the left-hand side with Sanchez. Sanchez now. For Brighton. Out to that left-hand side towards Estepinian. Saka wins the ball. But Mitoma is there to pick up the pieces. And it's Brighton now with Pascal Gross. Out to this left-hand side towards Trossard, who's trying to make a run in behind Saliba. But Saliba's there. He'll hold on to it here and just clear it away. And it goes out for a throwing here for Brighton in the Arsenal half. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1, ladies and gentlemen. Colwell squares it to Dunk on the centre circle, brings it into the Arsenal half, and it comes out to the right side towards Solimarch, who goes backwards to Dunk in his own half. Dunk holding on to it into Colwell. And Nketiah trying to apply a bit of pressure. Pascal Gross is down the centre circle, backwards to Dunk on this left-hand side. Dunk bringing it forward. Estepinian makes a run off the ball. Decides to go out to the right side towards Solimarch, who'll hold the ball up here. Switches it out to the left-hand side towards Estepinian. But Saka is there to intercept. Estepinian will try and keep it in play here. But it comes off Saka and it goes out for a Brighton throwing here. 9.5 minutes into the game. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1, ladies and gentlemen. Estepinian now to take the throwing. 1-2 with Pascal Gross. And he makes his way all the way to Dunk on the halfway line, bringing it forward into the Arsenal half. Out wide here towards Tariq Lamptey. Trossard through the middle, but he goes into March on the right side. March into Billy Gilmore. First time into Pascal Gross. It makes its way to Colwell on the centre circle, all in the Arsenal half. Waiting for some movement. He squares it to Dunk. Dunk into Colwell in his own half. Brighton being forced backwards. No movement up the pitch for Brighton. Tariq Lamptey on the halfway line. First time into Billy Gilmore. Intercepted, but Tariq Lamptey's there to win it back. Gabriel wins it, but Gilmore finds Mitoma free on the left-hand side, and he brings it under control into Estepinian. Mitoma now on the ball. All the way back to Colwell here on this left-hand side. Colwell now bringing it forward 10 minutes into the game. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. Out to this right side is Solimarch. Backwards to Dunk. And it's Caldwell on the centre circle. Threads it in towards Trossard, and it makes its way back to Estepinian. As we have Scuba Culture there with a subscription. They're 3 months resubscription. I appreciate that, Scuba. How you doing, my brother? Welcome to the stream. Let's go, Gunners. Arsenal, 1 minute. It took them 1 minute. Saka getting on the end. Matoma now with the ball on that left-hand side. Bringing it forward. Ben White forces him back to Estepinian, but it's intercepted there by Odegaard. And it forces Saka, who leads it into Nketiah on the centre circle. But Caldwell's there. The referee pulls it back for a Brighton free kick on this left-hand side. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Brighton 0, Manchester United, Arsenal 1. Caldwell now on the ball here on the centre circle. The Brighton fans trying to wake up here. Trying to wake this Brighton team up. Here we go with Dunk into Caldwell. To Pascal Gross. Backwards to Dunk here on this left-hand side. And makes his way all the way back to Sanchez. And Arsenal are forcing Brighton into their own half. Dunk. Solly March. Lamptey. Backwards to Dunk on the edge of his own box. Back to March. Lamptey tries to play into March, but it's intercepted there by Zinchenko. And March will try and free up Trossard here on the right side. But Saliba is there, and Trossard manages to win the ball. It comes backwards here to Solly March, one on the edge of the box. Left foot shot is blocked. Maybe he had a better option. Lallana wins the ball back, and it's Pascal Gross now on the ball. All the way back to Caldwell, and that will wake up. That will wake up the Brighton fans. The stadium comes alive a bit. Maybe Solly March had a better option than shooting from the outside the box. Here we go with Caldwell now on the ball. Into Billy Gilmore. Into Estepinian in his own half down that left-hand side. Mitoma. Goes backwards to Estepinian. Dunk on this left-hand side. Tries to feed it first time into Trossard, but Lamptey can't get there. It goes out for a Brighton throwing. And Zinchenko there just asking his players to get into Brighton's faces. Force them into making the errors. Like they did in the first minute of the game. Here we go with Caldwell. Pascal Gross. Goes all the way back to Dunk, and he makes his way all the way back to Sanchez here on this left-hand side. Sanchez. Pascal Gross. Back to Sanchez. Out to the left-hand side towards Caldwell. Caldwell over the top there. And a full Trossard can't bring the ball under control. Saliba on the halfway line. First time into Xhaka. Tries to feed it out wide. Saka will keep it in play here. Backwards to Ben White on the halfway line. Ben White. All the way back to Saliba. And Saliba makes his way all the way back to Ramsdale here. And Arsenal restart the game here on this right-hand side. Ramsdale. Over the top there into Eddie Nketiah, who brings the ball under control on the halfway line. But the referee gives handball. And Brighton restart the game on the 14th minute mark. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. Courtesy of that man, Bukayo Saka. Nearly intercepted there by Martinelli, but it falls to Billy Gilmore, and it's now Tariq Lamptey on the ball, who goes backwards to Dunk here on this left-hand side. Threads it into Lallana on the halfway line, back to Billy Gilmore, who holds the ball up here, out to Tariq Lamptey, and he makes his way all the way back to Dunk, who returns it back to Lamptey. Lamptey has space to bring the ball forward into the Arsenal half. Trossard makes it run behind, but he goes out wide to Solly March, who returns it back to Tariq Lamptey, who finds himself in behind here. Lays it across the middle to Lallana. Lallana into Trossard, who takes a shot. Oh, and Ramsdale was scrambling. Ramsdale was scrambling, and it goes out for a corner on that left-hand side for Brighton. And Brighton are now starting to come alive in this game. It's taken them 15 minutes, but they've finally woken up. Goes out for a corner on the right side, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. Brighton to take the corner here 15 minutes into the game. Can they get an equalizer and make this game interesting? It's headed away near post. And the referee pulls it back. And the ball was rolling. Corner to be taken again. This is a game I've been worried about. Scuba culture. Brighton are considered Arsenal's bogey team. We know that. We've heard that. We've seen the games. But Arsenal look to be a different breed this year because they came out on the front foot and Martinelli's shot is blocked into the path of Saka, who makes it 1-0. Brighton to take the corner again, near post, and it's cleared away again by Eddie Nketiah. Pascal Gross is struggling to get corners down that left-hand side. But still, people will still not consider Arsenal in the title race when they're top of the table, 4 points clear. And as it stands, they're going 7 points clear. Another corner. Referee's just having a word with the players in the penalty box here. Solly March brought down by Odegaard. Referee there just having a word with March and Odegaard here. Just letting them know that he's keeping an eye on them both. Here we go with the corner. Pascal Gross. Can he get a better corner? Because he's had shocking corners so far. Whipped in. Oh, and it's headed off the line by Gabriel. I don't know if it was curling in. But it forced Gabriel to make the header. And it goes out for Tariq Brighton throwing here down the right side. Tariq Lamptey to step over to take it. Tariq Lamptey with a throwing in towards Trossard, but it's headed away by Gabriel. And it falls to Gilmore. And he goes back to Colwell on the centre circle. Colwell into Dunk on the halfway line. Dunk back to Colwell. Goes out to Estepinian on the left-hand side. Estepinian on the centre circle. Holding it here. Trying to bring the ball into the Arsenal half. And Arsenal players are backing off him. And he tries to find the pass out to Mitoma on the left-hand side. But it's intercepted there by Arsenal. And it's Ben White who'll come away with it. And Saka's free down the right side. If he can find him, can Saka keep it in play here? Yes, he does. 1-on-1 against Estepinian. He goes around the inside, tries to take a shot, but it's cleared away by Colwell. And Mitoma will come away with it here on this left-hand side with Saka tracking back. But Mitoma puts the burners on. Saka's not catching him here. Mitoma 1-on-1 against Saliba, sorry. Tries to feed him behind to Trossard, but Gabriel is there. And he'll let it go out for a goal kick here on the right side. Brighton needs to be careful here. They are getting in behind, but they need to get that quality in the final pass. They need to up that quality in the final third. Overhit by Mitoma into Trossard. It goes out for a goal kick. Gabriel from the goal kick to Ramsdale. And Ramsdale clears it down the line, only for Dunk to win the header. But Xhaka brings the ball under control. Backwards to Zinchenko on the halfway line, bringing it forward into the Brighton half. Odegaard ahead of him, but it goes into Eddie Nketiah, bringing the ball forward. He's got Odegaard, Saka to his right, Martinelli to his left. He goes into Martinelli down this left-hand side. 1-on-1 against Lamptey, who always wants to cut in on his right foot. He goes into Xhaka. Backwards to Zinchenko. Zinchenko left foot across the middle towards Odegaard. Him and Nketiah getting to each other's way. Backwards to Zinchenko into Martinelli down this left-hand side. 1-on-1 against Solly March. Cuts in on his right foot. Cuts back in on his left. Back in on his right into Odegaard, who has time to turn. Oh, beautiful. What a beautiful passage of play there by Arsenal. But Brighton managed to win it back with Trossard. And he tries to feed Mitoma down his left-hand side. But I can't get away from Partey. And it goes all the way back to Ramsdale here. Partey on the 20th minute. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. And Arsenal are playing some beautiful football. Over the top there towards Eddie Nketiah, who'll bring the ball under control here for Arsenal. Backwards to Saka. Lays it back to Odegaard on the edge of the box. He's got Martinelli down his left-hand side. Again, 1-on-1 against Tariq Lamptey. Goes on his right foot. Cuts back in on his left. Holds on to it here. Goes backwards to Gabriel. Out to this left-hand side is Zinchenko. Into Martinelli makes his way back to Gabriel and it's Xhaka. Back to Gabriel on the halfway line. And he goes all the way back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale. Long kick out from the back out to the left-hand side towards Martinelli, who will do well to keep it in play, but he can't. And it goes out for a goal kick. Brighton now with the ball here on his left-hand side with Tariq Lamptey. In towards Lallana, but it's headed away by Zinchenko. It falls to Lallana here, who tries to feed him behind to Trossard. But Gabriel is there, and it comes off Trossard, and it goes out for an Arsenal throwing on the halfway line. It's Brighton 0, Arsenal 1 here on Couch Sports Football. Ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of that man, Bukayo Saka. In the first minute of the game, Brighton concede. That is not what you expect. What is going on Zinchenko's forehead? What is going on Zinchenko's forehead? Martinelli gets away from Tariq Lamptey, bringing the ball for Mitoma, tracking back Martinelli into Odegaard. Can't get away from Mitoma that time, and it's Pascal Gross who'll come away with it. Estepinian is ahead of him, but Lallana stuck under the ball, and it forces Saka down the right side, who's found himself in space on the edge of the box, who takes a shot, is blocked by Dunk, and it goes out for a corner. That was a big opportunity there for Bukayo Saka. That was a big opportunity there, and Brighton's midfield need to wake up. First, it was Lallana who loses the ball here. Pascal Gross is losing the ball. They need to wake up. They can't afford to lose the ball on the centre circle, in and around the middle of their own half, when Arsenal have the likes of Saka, Martinelli out wide. They need to do better. Arsenal have a corner here on that right side. Can they double their lead on the 23rd minute, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing? Saka to take it with his left foot. Hit up high up into the air. Sanchez will punch it away. It'll fall to Partey. And it goes out for another corner here on this left-hand side. Arsenal 1, Brighton 0 at the Amex Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Corner here for Arsenal on this left-hand side. Martinelli steps over to take it here. Right foot, in swing. Punched away by Sanchez. And it falls to Mitoma here, who'll try and run the outside of Saka. Lays it into Pascal Gross, who does well to bring the ball under control. Goes out to that left-hand side towards Estepinian on the halfway line. Switches it out towards Trossard here on the halfway line. Solimarch is in behind here on the right side. Zinchenko's tracking back. Solimarch 1-on-1 goes around the outside across the middle, but there's no one there for Brighton. It's cleared away only into the path of Colwell, and it's a shot by Trossard, and it's tipped over the bar by Ramsey, and it goes out for a corner here on this right hand side for Brighton. And again, another opportunity for Brighton where the fans can come alive. Where are the Where's the striker there for Brighton? Solly March puts it across the middle, but there's no one there. Goes out for a corner. Brighton to take the corner on the 25th minute here on Card Sports Football. Solly March steps over to take it. Left foot of Solly March towards the middle, but it's headed away by Ben White. It'll fall to Estepinian. Saka will clear it away, and Billy Gilmore will keep it alive. He goes into Tariq Lamptey here in the middle of the Arsenal half. Out wide to Solly March. Goes backwards to Tariq Lamptey. All the way back to Sanchez, and it goes out to that left-hand side towards Estepinian. Billy Gilmore on the ball on the centre circle. Backwards to Dunk. Colwell Pascal Gross into Billy Gilmore. First time out to the left-hand side towards Mitoma. Into Trossard. Trossard holds the ball up here. The offside flag hasn't gone up. The game carries on with Trossard. Now the offside flag goes up. And it's Arsenal who start the game back. Here on the Shine side, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world. It's the 26th minute here on Couch Sports Football, and it's Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. How are we doing? Are we Brighton fans? Are we Arsenal fans? Are we just fans of football? With Estepinian, who wins the header from the free kick. It makes its way all the way back to Dunk, and Dunk will just hoof that. If in doubt, just getting out. Solly March brings the ball under control, but Zinchenko is there. He ricochets off a few players, and Pascal Gross manages to find the ball into Adam Lallana, and it's a free kick here for Brighton on this left-hand side. I don't know what's going on with these Arsenal players, but they've all got black marks on their face. Gabriel Zinchenko, I don't know what's going on. The ball's hit up into the air by Gabriel. Zinchenko will head it away. Xhaka into the pass of Partey, and Partey brings it forward out wide to Ben White. Saka ahead of him. Odegaard through the middle. Ben White holds on to it here. Goes backwards to Saliba. Into Odegaard. Odegaard turns. And he lays it into Eddie Nketiah on the centre circle. Bringing it forward into the Brighton half. Out to this left-hand side towards Zinchenko. Zinchenko into Xhaka. Xhaka into Martinelli here. Down this left-hand side. 1-on-1 against Tariq Lamptey. Goes into Xhaka. Returns it back to Martinelli. Again 1-on-1 against Tariq Lamptey. Brings it into the box. Goes on the inside. Holds on to it here. Tariq Lamptey tries to get the ball, and he does. Does well, Tariq Lamptey, to win the ball. And he's brought down there by Martinelli. And it's a free kick for Brighton here on this left-hand side. And it's Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. Here we go with Billy Gilmore now with some space to bring it forward onto the centre circle. He's got Mitoma ahead of him and Estepinian to his left, and he finds Estepinian out wide to Mitoma. Mitoma into the middle towards Billy Gilmore. He has time to turn and bring it forward. 1-2 with Trossard. Billy Gilmore finds himself on the edge of the box into Estepinian. Back post, but Ramsdale catches it. And Arsenal restart the game here. Long kick over the top towards Eddie Nketiah, who finds himself all alone against Dunk, and he points. He gets past Dunk, and Dunk falls to the ground. The free kick is given. I don't think that was a free kick there. I don't think that was a free kick. Let's have a look at that. It's just a shoulder. I don't know where the free kick was there. Dunk is lucky to get a free kick there. Dunk into Colwell. Gilmore goes backwards to Dunk here. Lamptey to his right, but it goes backwards to Sanchez, the keeper. Colwell. Estepinian. Intercepted there by Saka, high on the pitch, and it falls to Odegaard. Returns it back to Saka here on the right side. Lays it across the edge of the box. Martinelli will try and come in the end of it, but Tariq Lamptey does well to intercept it. Falls to Partey here. Out to that right side towards Ben White, but Mitoma wins the ball back, and he lays it into Billy Gilmore. Billy Gilmore now into Tariq Lamptey, who tries to take it in his stride, but he hasn't got his control, and it falls all the way back to Gabriel, who finds Zinchenko in his own half and goes backwards to Gabriel all the way back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale here on this right side, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Over the top there towards Ben White, who tries to flick it into Saka, but it can't get a head on it, and it goes out for a Brighton throwing on the halfway line, where Estepinian will restart the game. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world, if you don't know, my name's Adam here, live on Couch Sports Football, bringing you the live commentary for Brighton against Arsenal. Arsenal 1, Brighton 0 at the Amex Stadium, courtesy of that man, Bukayo Saka, that you can see on the screen, who manages to find himself on the end of a Martinelli block shot, and he just smashes it into the back of the net to make it 1-0, and Arsenal were the better team in this half. After the 50th minute is when Brighton started to come alive. Maybe they can get an equaliser, but we'll have to wait and see. How are we all doing? Are we Arsenal fans? Are we Brighton fans? Are we just fans of football? Let me know where you're from and let's talk. Here we go with Billy Gilmore, who can't Eddie Nketiah, who can't get away from Billy Gilmore. The game carries on here with Pascal Gross into Billy Gilmore, who's bringing it into the Arsenal half. Out wide to Tariq Lamptey. Into Solly March down the right side, who goes backwards to Billy Gilmore. Colwell. Pascal Gross. Out to Estepinian, that left-hand side. Pascal Gross makes the run off the ball, but Ben White is there to cover, and it goes all the way back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale will take in his stride, and he'll just clear it down the line, only into the path of Colwell here. Dunk on this left-hand side. Into Colwell. Billy Gilmore. Backwards to Dunk on the halfway line, bringing it forward into the Arsenal half. There's 6 Brighton players ahead of him to aim for. He comes out wide to Solly March. Trossard, Lallana and Pascal Gross all around the box. He goes backwards to Tariq Lamptey. And it's Dunk into Colwell on the centre circle. Colwell bringing it forward out to Estepinian down the left-hand side. Mitoma is ahead of him. First time into Pascal Gross. Estepinian makes a run off the ball. Ben White's ball watching. Estepinian manages to put the ball into the box, but it's cleared away. And it goes out for a Brighton throwing on that left-hand side. And Estepinian stays down here. I think it was a late challenge there by Ben White. Or has the referee given the free kick? I think he's gone out for a throwing, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, he has gone out for a throwing down that left-hand side for Brighton, taken by Estepinian. Pascal Gross returns it back to him, and it comes out to Colwell here. First time into Dunk on the centre circle. Mitoma's free down that left-hand side. He's got Tariq Lamptey to his right. Billy Gilmore through the middle, but he holds on to it here, Dunk. Goes backwards to Colwell. Waiting for some movement here, Brighton. Squares it to Dunk on the centre circle. Into Tariq Lamptey, first time into Billy Gilmore, who finds Adam Lallana, takes it on the turn, but he loses it, and it goes out for an Arsenal throwing here on the right-hand side. Zinchenko steps over to take the throwing here. Gabriel clears it over the top. Martinelli can't get there ahead of Tariq Lamptey, but Eddie Nketiah does. And Dunk is there to just clear it high up into the air, and Trossard will pick the ball up on the edge of the box. And it goes offside. Arsenal restart the game here from the free kick. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? 33 minutes into the game. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Daniel Knights there. How are you doing, my brother? Welcome to the stream. Are you a Brighton fan or an Arsenal fan? Or are you just a fan of football? Let me know in the chat. Brighton are a goal down courtesy of the man Bukayo Saka, who scored in the first minute of the game, who managed to find himself off the end of a block shot by Martinelli. But Arsenal have been, like I said, all year, they've just been different this year. They're not phased. They just come every single game. I am not an Arsenal fan. Ooh, I think I hit a nerve there. Pascal Gross. Backwards to Colwell. Here we go with Dunk on the centre circle. Out to the right side to Tariq Lamptey. Solly March ahead of him, and he finds him. Solly March brings it infield. And being snapped at by Zinchenko, but Solly March holds on to it, and he goes back to Dunk. And it goes all the way back to the keeper on this left-hand side. As Daniel Knights hits the follow-up, and I appreciate that, Daniel. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Daniel, you said you're not an Arsenal fan. What team do you support? Here we go with Solly March on the edge of the box here. Lays it across to Trossard. Trossard into Billy Gilmore on the edge of the box here. Trying to find some movement into Estepinian. Lays it into Mitoma. Mitoma has Saka and Ben White defending. Goes back to Estepinian here. Lays it into Billy Gilmore on this left-hand side. Billy Gilmore goes backwards to Dunk. Dunk bringing it forward. Again, it's far too slow here by Brighton. What team do I support? I'm a Manchester United fan, have been ever since the class of 92. The likes of Ryan Giggs, David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Roy Keane along the years made me fall in love with Manchester United. Scuba culture that I will admit I did not trust the process last year and was Arteta out, but so happy with this season, how this season is going so far. Scuba culture, we need to be careful when it comes to managers. There's a lot of times where managers come into the role and they talk. People don't give them the opportunity to build something. Who were the problems at Arsenal? Who were the problems? The players. What has Arteta done? He's got rid of the players that were the problems. The likes of Kolasinac, who wasn't good enough. Hector Bellerin, not good enough. Aubameyang, not good enough. An egotistical player who didn't perform for Arsenal. Lacazette, he wanted to stay, but at the end of the day, you got to get rid of what you got to get rid of. He's brought in some good players. Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, Thomas Partey. Giving the likes of Saka, Eddie Nketiah, Martinelli, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White opportunities. Thomas Partey opportunities to show what they can do. Gabriel goes all the way back to the keeper on the right side, and it's Ramsdale here. And Ramsdale might be struggling here. We'll have to wait and see. Eddie Nketiah into Zinchenko. Returns it back to Eddie Nketiah, who has time to turn. He's got Odegaard ahead of him, and he finds him. Saka to his right. Ben White makes overlapping run, and it's Ben White who gets on the end of it, who tries to put the ball into the box, but it comes off Estepinian, and it goes out for a corner down that right side for Brighton. Sorry, for Arsenal. Saka now to take the corner down that right side. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. Ramsdale looks like he shrugged off whatever issue he had. Saka to take the corner down that right side for Arsenal. 38th minute on the clock. Can they double their lead here from a corner? Saka gives the signal. Left foot floated in there. He's headed away. It comes out to Zinchenko. Odegaard is there. And Odegaard makes it 2-0 here on Cal Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Wow. Martin Odegaard there leading by example to make it 2-0 here on Cal Sports Football. Scuba Culture there. Let's go in the chat. Let's have a look at the Saka there with the ball into the box. Headed away by Billy Gilmore. It falls to Odegaard. I don't know if it's taking a deflection. We'll get a better look at it from this replay. I think it comes off Lallana. I think Lallana just gets the slightest of touches on it. Yes, it does, and it just spins into the back of the net. And it's 2-0 here on Cow Sports Football. Two 0 here on Car Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Martin Odegaard who gets the goal. Estepinian now on the halfway line, bringing it forward into some space. Zaka's tried to track back, and it falls to Ben White, who will clear it away. Eddie Nketiah can't get in there of it, and it goes back to Duncan. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 minutes of the 45 to go plus added time. It's Brighton 0, Arsenal 2, and there's an Arsenal player down on the ground here. I think it's Bukayo Saka who's gone down. Yeah, yeah, it is Bukayo Saka who's gone down here. I think it's just a tangle of legs, a tangle of feet between him and Estepinian, sorry. Arteta there just having a word with his players. He'll be happy with the way they have reacted to Manchester City dropping points earlier today. With this victory, they go 7 points clear at the top of the table, ladies and gentlemen. Brighton nil, Arsenal 2. Brighton now the pole. 41 minutes into the game. The next goal is a huge one. It's crazy to think how far football has come. It's 2-0 here for Arsenal, and we're saying here the next goal is huge. If Brighton score the next goal, the game becomes open again. It's crazy, because back in the day, 2-0 was fine. The team would never come back from a 2-0. Very rarely. Lallana tries to flick it into the pass of Trossard. It's cleared away by Saliba. Odegaard manages to find the pass to Partey, but it falls to Estepinian. Pascal Gross loses out to Odegaard, but it manages to get the ball back, and it's Billy Gilmore. Dunk. Out to the left-hand side, finds Tariq Lamptey, who's bringing the ball forward into the Arsenal half. Driving with it. Holds onto it here down the right side. Goes backwards to Billy Gilmore. And it comes back to Dunk on this left-hand side. Dunk. Goes backwards to Caldwell. Returns it back to Dunk here. Bringing it into the Arsenal half. Out wide to Tariq Lamptey, who returns it back to Dunk. We really need to lock Saka to a massive contract, dude. Saka could do it. You know what? Saka could do it at Real Madrid. He could do it at Barcelona. He could do it at Bayern Munich, PSG. He could do it at Manchester City if they needed it. And I always said, I've always said it, and I still feel it to this day. Bukayo Saka could go to Manchester City if Manchester City give them the fee, whatever. But he could go to Manchester City, and Pep Guardiola can work wonders with him and make him like a Sterling 2.0. Like Saka, he's already great. Imagine Saka with Pep Guardiola. Saka on the left, Foden on the right, or Foden on the left, Saka on the right. Solly Marsh puts the ball into the box, but it's over Ben White and it goes out for a corner. But you're right, Scuba Culture. You need to tie down Bukayo Saka to such a huge contract. Or at least have a huge release clause in there so you're covered. Because as it stands, that guy is world class. That guy is world class. Ramsdale to start the game here on the right side, 44 minutes into the game. Long ball over the top there. Headed away by Dunk. Lallana in an Arsenal sandwich there, and it falls to Billy Gilmore. Solly March. Lallana out wide to Billy Gilmore, but Partey is there. The free kick's given, and it's Arsenal who get the free kick, and there's no need for Billy Gilmore to do that. There was no need for Billy Gilmore to do that. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a yellow card for that one. The ball's going out of play, and he brings down Thomas Partey for no reason. There's no need for that. So Lallana feeds the pass in, and Partey just puts a foot in to hit that out of play for a throwing. But Billy Gilmore still follows through and brings down Partey, and it's a free kick here instead of a Brighton throwing. 3 minutes of added time to play here on Couch Sports Football. Brighton nil, Arsenal 2. Gabriel now. I don't know what's happened here. Gabriel gets a yellow card here. Gabriel now gets a yellow card. What's he got a yellow card for then? The camera was on the Brighton manager. Time wasting. Sanchez gathers it in his hands, and it's Brighton now who start the game on this left-hand side. There's still time here for Brighton to pull one back before half-time, but I can't see it. It just doesn't seem right. Trossard through the middle. It just doesn't seem to be working here for Brighton. Tarek Lamptey loses the ball to Zinchenko, but it falls to Pascal Gross, and it goes back to Dunk here on this left-hand side, and he'll clear it over the top to Solly March here. Tries to flick it into the path of Lallana. Lallana returns it to Solly March, who tries to keep it in play, but he can't. I think the referee pulls it back for free kick, and some Arsenal players here are gathering yellow cards here. Thomas Partey gets a yellow card here, and Arteta needs to calm him down. You don't want key players getting sent off around this period. Who's Arsenal's next game? Newcastle. Is that right? Is that Arsenal's next game? Newcastle? Let's see. Brentford. Yeah, Newcastle on Tuesday. So the last thing that Arsenal will want is to get players sent off in this game when you're playing Newcastle, who are on form. Lamptey, Dunk, Gilmore, Lamptey, all the way back to the keeper Sanchez here on this left-hand side. Brighton have only 3 shots in this game and only 2 on target. Zinchenko to take it. Zinchenko into Martinelli. Martinelli loses it, and Pascal Gross comes away with it, and it's Mitoma now in the Arsenal half, bringing it forward. He's got Estepinian down the left-hand side. Estepinian one-on-one against Ben White. Mitoma makes an overlapping run. He holds on to it. Estepinian into Billy Gilmore. Billy Gilmore now turns out to the right side. It's Tarek Lamptey. Lamptey now. 10 seconds left of the added time here. It falls to Solimarch. Tarek Lamptey to his right. Solimarch goes on his own, and he just runs into danger. And he goes out for a goal kick on the right side. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. It is half time here on Cal Sports Football. Brighton 0, Arsenal 2. I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll see you for the second half. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Second half coming up here on Couch Sports Football. Let's transition over to the match so you guys can see it there. It's 2-0 here for Arsenal. And we have a new follower going by the name my brother Saud. It's a very sad Pele rip. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. What can you do? It is very unfortunate what happened. The king of football. So many people fell in love with football because of that man, Pele. Edson Arantes do Nascimento is his full name, but to the rest of us, we saw him as king. But how we all doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Where we all from and who do we support? Brighton 0, Arsenal 2, courtesy of goals by Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard. Huge goals there. Everyone was a bit nervous at Arsenal with this game, especially Arsenal fans, not the Arsenal team. Arsenal fans were definitely nervous going into this game because Brighton are seen as a bogey team for Arsenal. But Arsenal in the first minute make it 1-0. And then later on in the half, Martin Odegaard makes it 2-0. Even though it came off a deflection of Adam Lallana, it makes its way to the back of the net, and it's 2-0 here. And it's Brighton. We're going to have to come out of the second half fighting here to see if they can get themselves back into this game. Happy New Year, my brother Sad. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Brighton now shooting from right to left. Arsenal shooting from left to right here on Couch Sports Football. Brighton in their blue and white kit. Arsenal in their black kit. They just look different, Arsenal. Arsenal just look different this year. I think that signing of Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus with Saliba at the back is just upped this. The quality, the tempo, the attitude. You know, Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus have won so much at Manchester City in terms of Premier Leagues, League Cups, FA Cups. They just look different. This away kit is growing on me. Think need to pick one up. You know what? Any black kit for me always looks nice. Black kit always looks nice. I've never seen a black kit that doesn't look nice. And Arsenal start the second half like they did the first half and forced Mitoma out for a throwing here on this right hand side where Ben White steps over to take it here. Ben White into Eddie Nketiah. He'll once again the score sheet. He scored 4 in his last 8 starts for Arsenal. He'll want to get into the score sheet and score back-to-back goals for Arsenal and give Mikel Arteta something to think about. Tariq Lamptey wins the header, but it falls to Martinelli, who goes backwards to Zinchenko. Zinchenko down that left-hand side, threads it into Odegaard. Odegaard has time here, goes backwards to Xhaka. I'm the said Saud. Yeah, I figured Saud. Welcome over from YouTube here on Twitch. Here we go with Leandro Trossard down the left-hand side. Puts the ball into the box, but it's cleared away by Thomas Partey. And it falls to Martin Odegaard. How you doing, Saud, anyway? Coming over here on Twitch. Odegaard goes short to Thomas Partey. Out to that left-hand side towards Martinelli. 1-on-1 against Tariq Lamptey. He gets himself around the outside, takes a shot. And what did I say about Eddie Nketiah? It makes it 3-0 here on Couch Sports Football. Martinelli has had Lamptey in his pocket all day. He goes round the inside, takes a shot. Sanchez with a save, but it's into the path of Eddie Nketiah, and it goes into the back of the net. Dude, we should get you on FIFA as a commentator. Woof! I wish. Eddie Nketiah gets on the score sheet now. Makes it 3-0. Dude, we should get you on FIFA. I wish 11:50 I will go out to see the fireworks. What time is it over there, Saud? What time is it over there? And does the UAE do New Year's like Dubai? You know Dubai is known for its fireworks. Brighton nil, Arsenal 3, and this game is over, ladies and gentlemen. This game is over. Long ball over the top there. Martinelli will charge it down against Colwell. It makes its way all the way back to Sanchez, and he'll clear it down the line. High up into the air. Zinchenko can't keep it in place. 10:38 over there. 10:38. Wow. So you still got time to go. You still got time to go. So it's just as big. Wow. Two more boys come out. Scuba wants two more goals. You want it to be a 5-0 win? Mm. Dunk goes all the way back to the keeper. Sanchez on the right side. I'll be honest with you, I feel like Brighton set up wrong in this game. They're playing Trossard through the middle. He plays better out wide when he's free to roll around. I think he's picked the. Is Danny Welbeck injured? I'm assuming Danny Welbeck is injured. Let's have a look. Yeah, Welbeck's not on the bench, so he must be injured. Colwell into Billy Gilmore. Out wide to Solly March. Comes backwards to Dunk on the centre circle. I'll be nervous until this game is over. Nervous until this game is over. Dude, you are cruising past this Brighton side. You should come to the UAE. Hopefully one day I will. Hopefully one day I will. Mitoma on the ball on the centre side across the 6-yard box. It's going to fall to Pascal Gross, whose shot is blocked, and it's Saka. Lays it into Odegaard. Estepinian tries to apply a bit of pressure, but Odegaard nearly comes away with it, but it falls to Trossard. Out to the centre side of Mitoma, who finds himself in the box. Tries to put the ball in on that right side, but his right butt isn't the same as Luka Modric. And it goes out for a goal kick. If I come to the UAE, Saud, what do I get to do? What do I get to do? What's the tourist attraction in the UAE? I am not happy for Manchester City. Manchester City dropping points against Everton. I'm telling you, so many people said Manchester City were going to run away and come back and get into this title race. Yes, they still have the quality to do that. But it just sometimes it doesn't seem right with them. Erling Haaland papers over a few cracks over for Manchester City. I do feel that is the case sometimes. I'll give you a tour. Where are you taking me, South? Name me some places. What are we going to see? Here we go with Solimarch on the left-hand side. Vizolano in the box. Lays it into Trossard, who puts it into. Oh, and he's wide, and the offside flag is given. It was Pascal Gross who finds himself behind. But yeah, Manchester City go a goal up with Erling Haaland, and you think they're going to run away with it. You think they're going to run away with it. But then Everton managed to find an equaliser, and apparently it was a beautiful goal by Damari Gray. Apparently it was a season contender, Damari Gray. We still aren't getting any respect this year, which one hand I can understand. But say we aren't even contenders, madness. You know what? I understand why you don't get the credit or whatever, because you're known for dropping points and whatever, but you're still in the title race whether you drop points or not. Whether you come first or second, you're still in the title race. So you have to give props to Arsenal. And I think Arsenal, I honestly gave Arsenal, before the season, I said top four. Zinchenko and Jesus. Jesus was a man on a mission to prove Pep Guardiola he was wrong to drop him. And he's come up huge. Goal kick here for Arsenal on this, for Brighton on the right side. Some really great signings. Saliba, keeping him. Zinchenko, Jesus. Jesus is back in April. I have no idea how long the injury is. But if Eddie Nketiah keeps scoring these goals, he scored 2 back to back. Here we go. Estepinian driving into the Arsenal half, but he's brought down there by Saka. That's going to be a yellow card for Bukayo Saka. That's going to be a yellow card there for Bukayo Saka. Yeah, I don't know how long the injury is for Gabriel Jesus. Let's have a look. Might be on here. Here we go. There's the pinion across the 6-yard box, but it's cleared away by Saka. Falls to Trossard, but it's intercepted again by Saka, and Odegaard comes away with it into Eddie Nketiah down his left-hand side. He's got Martinelli ahead of him, and he holds onto it here. Just brought down there. It's going to be a free kick for Arsenal here. Let's see. Eddie and for up to 3 months, so he's out for at least 3 months. Gabriel is out for at least 3 months. Some really great signing. Jesus back. What was the media like there after England went out the World Cup? I'll be honest with you, did they rip Kane? No, they didn't. They won't rip Harry Kane. They won't rip Harry Kane. One thing I feel like it was an opportunity lost, and I felt that was a lot. A lot of people put us down for quarterfinal knockout, and that's what happened. We got knocked out by. No, we actually got knocked out in the semi-final, and France knocked us out. But no one's gonna say anything against Harry Kane. That's just the way the English media are. But it's just who comes out of the World Cup. Like Enzo Fernandez is gonna get a huge signing. He's gonna get a huge move away. It looks like Chelsea are gonna be looking to make that signing. Then you get I wouldn't be surprised if the Amrabat gets a signing. I wouldn't be surprised if Saiss is signed. I wouldn't be surprised if who is it for? There was someone else. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Al Ain, and Fujara. Okay. Arsenal have a free kick here on that left hand side with Odegaard to take it. 56 minutes. This is just good for Arsenal's goal difference. Odegaard wins the ball into the box. Oh, and Gabriel hits it on the volley, and it's a save by Sanchez. Gabriel on the volley. Straight into the path of Sanchez. Let's have a look at this. Oh, he could have gone anywhere. He could have gone anywhere. Billy Gilmore on the ball here for Brighton. Tariq Lamptey returns it back to Billy Gilmore, out to the left-hand side towards Mitoma, who brings the ball under control. He gets away from Ben White here on the left-hand side, lays it into Pascal Gross, but Saliba is there, and it goes all the way out for a corner here on the left-hand side for Brighton. Taken short into Mitoma. Holding on to it here, one-on-one against Eddie Nketiah, goes around the inside this time. Eddie Nketiah is then, he forces another corner here on the left-hand side for Brighton. And it's Brighton 0, Arsenal 3 here on Cow Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen. Goal scored by Saka, Odegaard, and Eddie Nketiah, who gets himself on the score sheet. Back-to-back goals here in the Premier League for Arsenal. Another corner here on this left-hand side for Brighton. And it's forced Ramsdale into gathering it in his hands here. CR7, £200 million a year in the Saudi League. £200 million a year. Wow. Lallana into Mitoma, returns it back to Lallana, but it's intercepted there by Ben White and it falls to Odegaard here. Goes into Xhaka. Here we go with Partey. Xhaka. Into Nketiah, who has time to turn. Martinelli to his right. Xhaka square, and he goes into Xhaka. Out to the right side towards Ben White, who'll try and keep it in play. But it goes out for a Brighton throwing here on the right side. Looks like Brighton are going to be making a double substitution here. Brighton are going to be making a double substitution here. Let's have a look to see who's coming off. So a striker in Ferguson. I don't even know who's coming off. Messi possibly signing for the MLS will make my sons happy. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if PSG go on and win the Champions League. They'd love to see him play. If he signs for the MLS, are you going to go watch it? Are you going to go watch it live? I'm still waiting to see. So Trossard is coming on for Ferguson and Adam Lallana is coming on here. Sorry, coming off. Ferguson comes on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So Trossard and Lallana come off for Sarmiento and Ferguson. And I think Arsenal are going to be, and Arsenal made a substitution. Zinchenko coming off for Tomiyasu. That's just a bit of game management by season ticket for St. Louis City. So we are set. Tomiyasu and who else came off there? What was that? Tomiyasu and let me see. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I can't stop yawning. So who's that? Come on. Tomiyasu. Okay, maybe I'll have to do it this way. Brighton. Oh, looks like Tierney's come on. So has it been? Is it both wing backs that have come off? Or full back, should I say? Let's see. Yeah, both full backs have come off. So Zinchenko and White have come off. Yeah, Zinchenko and White have come off. And Tierney and Tomiyasu have come on. Odegaard with the ball over the top there towards Eddie Nketiah, who's making the run behind. He brings the ball under control in the box here. But he goes down and he's gone out for a goal kick here on the right side for Brighton. "62 minutes played. Brighton 0, Arsenal 3. Tariq Lamptey on the ball. Who was at fault for the first goal. And he's forced all the way back to Sanchez here. He'll just clear it high up into the air. It's cleared away by Gabriel. But he goes out for another Brighton goal kick here on the right hand side. 62 minutes played. Ladies and gentlemen, Brighton 0, Arsenal 3. The Arsenal fans are loud here at the Amex Stadium. Colwell into Mitoma. Falls to Ferguson. Makes his way out wide to Tariq Lamptey on that right side, but it's got out for a throwing here for Arsenal. Tierney to take the throwing down that left-hand side for Arsenal. Goes back to Xhaka. Xhaka back to Tierney. All the way back to Gabriel. Saliba now on the ball. Tomiyasu loses the ball there to Mitoma. Plays a 1-2 with Estepinian. And it comes into Billy Gilmore here on the centre circle, who has time to turn and bring it into the Arsenal half. Who's he going to aim for? He goes into Ferguson here. Into Mitoma, 1-on-1 with the keeper. And Brighton have scored here. And made it 3-1. And we're on the 64th minute. Surely Arsenal are going to hold on here. Surely they're going to hold on here. Or is he onside? Is he onside? Is he onside? Is his knee offside? Is his knee offside? Is Mitoma's knee offside? Onside. They've given it onside. Yeah, the goal's been given, ladies and gentlemen. One 3-1 here on Car Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen. Mitoma, the goal scorer here on this left-hand side, took it beautifully. Goes into Estepinian, 1-on-1 against Tomiyasu. Cuts in on his left foot, cuts back in on his right, back in on his left. Puts the ball into the box, headed away. And it comes out to Dunk here on the right side. On the centre circle, Brighton have their tails up here. Ball whips into the box, but it's cleared away by Tierney, and it goes out for a throwing here down the right-hand side. Lamptey, first time into March. Returns it back to Lamptey. Dunk on this right side into Colwell. Colwell bringing it forward. Out to this left-hand side is Mitoma. Back to Colwell. And it's Estepinian. Into the middle, Billy Gilmore. Dunk. Boo Awake is out of stock. Looks like Pascal Gross is playing through the middle here for Brighton in the second half. Just couldn't get the end of that pass there. Ramsdale now to start the game here for Arsenal on the left-hand side. Long ball high up into the air. Saka nearly gets away from Estepinian, but Mitoma's tracking back. Saka wins it back off him on the edge of the box here. Gets away from Estepinian. He's brought down, but the game carries on. Dunk. Somiento. Lamptey. Gilmore. Into Estepinian here on this right side. Arsenal moving it forward. Intercepted there by Tomiyasu. Eddie Nketiah is there, and it's Odegaard now in the centre circle. Going to be a tense rest of the game. Next goal makes it interesting. Samienzo there loses out to Martinelli. He comes into Partey. Xhaka holds on to the ball here on the halfway line. A bit of game management needs to come into play here for Arsenal. They don't need to keep flying forward. They can just move the ball about and force this Brighton team to run. And then that quietens down the stadium and then the momentum disappears. But if you're going to give the ball away like you did there to Caldwell, that wakes up this crowd. Brighton 1, Arsenal 3. Goes backwards to Saliba. Partey on the halfway line. Into Odegaard. Goes back to Partey. In towards Saka, but it's behind him. It goes out for a Brighton throwing here on the right side. Arteta there. Telling his team a bit more. Billy Gilmore now here on the right side. Bringing it forward. Tariq Lamptey ahead of him. But he tries to feed the ball over the top towards Mitoma. He's in behind here. Tommy Yasu, but Ramsdale off his line. And Arsenal will start the game off here on this left-hand side. Brighton 1, Arsenal 3. Ramsdale here. We'll have to be careful. Saliba. Saka loses the ball to Estepinian. First time into Pascal Gross. Into Samienzo on his right foot, left foot. Across the middle. There's no one there for Brighton but Partey. And it's Xhaka now on the ball here. Into Odegaard. Feeds the ball over the top to Martinelli, who's in behind here. He's got Saka alongside him. Is it 4-1 here? Yes, it is. And that is it. Brighton are dead. The game's over. Arsenal have won here. Arsenal have won here. And Martinelli has finally got himself on the score sheet and made it 4-1 here on Couch Sports Football. Scuba culture there with the goal. Limo, I like to see that, Scuba. How do you feel now, Scuba? How do you feel now? Tariq Lamptey on the ball here on the right side. Brighton might as well just go all out. They might as well just go all out. We'll see what happens. Mitoma. Backwards to Caldwell. Here we go with dunk on the center circle. 18 minutes to go. Just so you guys know, I will be live tomorrow where we have back-to-back games. Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Nottingham Forest against Tottenham, I think. Sorry, no, it's Tottenham, Aston Villa, and Nottingham Forest, Chelsea. And as it stands, 7 points clear, with only one goal behind on goal difference, Scuba Culture. One goal behind on goal difference. Arsenal 4, Brighton 1. Come on, Villa. It would help us if Villa won Tottenham, and if Nottingham Forest get points off Chelsea, that'd be good for us as well. Early season, we weren't scoring enough, but a win's a win. Of course, a win's a win. Looks like El Nene is going to be coming on just to shore it up here in the middle of the park. Thomas Partey comes off with some rest. Obviously, you're playing Newcastle on Tuesday. Newcastle's a big game on Tuesday. Dad, these are some big games coming up for Arsenal. Newcastle, Brighton at home. Newcastle. Are you away against Newcastle? I don't know if you are. But it's 4-1 here. Brighton losing against Arsenal. Sanchez with a ball over the top there. Solly March is brought down off the ball, but the free kick's given the other way. 74th minute. 16 minutes of the 90 to go plus any time. Brighton 1, Arsenal 4. Gabriel now on the ball. Arsenal won't be happy with the fact that they did concede one goal and allowed Brighton into this game. Ramsdale missing out on a clean sheet. But they'll be happy with the victory. 4-1. 75th minute played. Caldwell on the halfway line. Out to the left hand side towards Estepinian. Pascal Gross, who will be kicking himself after not getting on the end of a beautiful pass to make it to get a shot off, maybe possibly make it 3-2. That's just the way football is. Dunk. Out to that right hand side towards Solly March. Cuts in on his right foot. Tariq Lamptey ahead of him. He cuts back in on his left. Cuts back in on his right. Point Tierney around the run around here. Puts the ball across the middle and it's wide. Goes out for a corner down that right hand side. 75th minute played. Looks like Solly March is going to be coming off here. And Julio Enciso for Brighton. Julio Enciso here for Brighton. Ramsdale high up into the air, but he's headed away to Sanchez here on this right hand side. Where's my phone? Oh, here. Dunk into Caldwell. Caldwell returns it back to Dunk. Dunk on this right hand side sees a run over the top there towards Ferguson, but Saliba is there, but Ferguson. Oh, Ferguson makes it 4-2 here on Car Sports Football. And your goal difference has gone one worse. Evan Ferguson. They are a dangerous team every time we play them. They're a dangerous team every time we play them. Ramsdale to restart the game here. Clears the ball up high up into the air. Headed away by Colwell. Mitoma will try and get the end of it, and he does. But he's brought down there by Tomiyasu. He goes out for a throwing here for Brighton on this right side. 11 minutes of the 90 to go plus added time. Brighton 2, Arsenal 4, ladies and gentlemen. Headed away by El Neni. Estepinian is there. Cleared away by Dunk. But it goes out for a throwing here for Arsenal. Tomiyasu now to take the throwing here on the right side for Arsenal. Try and run a few minutes down from the clock. Eddie Nketiah manages to bring the ball under control. Into Saka, back to Odegaard. But Odegaard loses it out, and Tomiyasu now comes away with the ball here. Eddie Nketiah does well to track back. It goes out for a throwing here on this right side. Estepinian from the throwing into Mitoma. He turns it back. Dunk into Billy Gilmore. And it goes out wide to Tariq Lamptey on the right side. Martinelli's tracking back. Tariq Lamptey holds the ball up. Here we go with Dunk. Sees a run over the top, but it falls to Ferguson. Billy Gilmore. Out wide to Tariq Lamptey, who's in behind here. Teeny's tracking back. Tariq Lamptey manages to find the ball into the box, but it falls onto it's Ramsdale. Samienzo here on that right side puts the ball into the box. Ferguson is there, but he can't get the end of it. It falls to Mitoma here. Mitoma 1-on-1 against Saka. Backwards to Estepinian. First time into the box there. It's overhit. Samienzo will keep it in play here. But he's brought down there by Martinelli. Game carries on here with Samienzo. Gets himself in the box. Who's brought down. That's going to be a yellow card. That's going to be a yellow card for Samienzo. Diving there. Diving. What is he doing? He gets himself into the box. What a dive. That was so bad. Wow. That was such a shocking dive. Arsenal restart the game with 8 minutes left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Sarmiento, what an absolute dive. Ferguson wins the header, but they can't win it back, and the high foot's given Arsenal free kick here on the centre circle. And Lenny brought down. How we all doing? Welcome to the stream. And Lenny now on the centre circle. Out to the left hand side towards Martinelli. Headed on by Billy Gilmore. Sarmiento into Ferguson. Out wide to the right side. To Enciso. 1-on-1 against Tierney. Gets himself into the box, but Xhaka does well to win the ball off him and come away with it as well. But it falls to Tariq Lamptey on the edge of the box here. Goes on the outside, but it's cleared away by Tierney. Xhaka with the ball. Hits it high up into the air. It's still on the corner of the box. Tariq Lamptey, they're battling out against Martinelli. And Martinelli will just go all the way back to Ramsdale, who will just clear it away. Odegaard flicks it into Estepinian here, but Saka wins the ball back, and Colwell is there. And Brighton have the ball here on the right side with 7 minutes to go. Dunk on the halfway line. Gilmore. Estepinian. Mitoma. Brighton play some really good football at times. They do play some good football. That's not, there's a definite flaw with the way they play, and they don't give up. Dunk out wide to Tariq Lamptey. Bringing it into the middle, back to Billy Gilmore. Holds onto the ball here, puts the ball into the box, back post. Yes, the Pinion can't get there. It falls to Enciso, but it's cleared away by Saliba. And it's Dunk who heads it back to the keeper. Do Brighton still feel like they can get something from this game? Billy Gilmore now on the ball here, bringing it into the Arsenal half. Out wide to Tariq Lamptey, back to Billy Gilmore, squares it into Caldwell. A goal now makes a beautiful last 5 minutes of the game. Pascal Gross, Mitoma through the middle, Estepinian to his left, he goes into Mitoma, it makes its way to Estepinian, into Mitoma, here we go with Caldwell. Dunk now bringing it forward, urge to shoot from distance, but he won't, he falls to the ground, but he still manages to find the pass to Gilmore out to the left side. It's Estepinian who tries to head it into the box, but Saliba is there to clear it away, and it goes out for a throwing here on this left hand side for Brighton. Caldwell to take the throwing, first time into Mitoma, who turns into Billy Gilmore. Out to Estepinian on this left hand side. Left foot into the box. Ferguson will be there, but it's headed away by Jacques, and it goes out for a corner on this left hand side for Brighton. 85th minute. Brighton 2, Arsenal 4 at the Amex Stadium. We're on the 85th minute, and the corner here for Brighton, and it's into the hands of Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale now to restart the game here on the left hand side. I'm surprised he's not got a yellow card already. Ramsdale over the top, headed away by Estepinian, flicked on there by Dunk. Pascal Gross to Caldwell. Dunk now on the Shrine side. Returns it to Caldwell, sorry. Billy Gilmore through the middle, but he goes into Mitoma, who feeds it in behind there towards Estepinian. Tomiratsu is there. He forces the throwing here deep on this left-hand side for Brighton. Estepinian to take it. And there's going to be a substitution here. I wonder who's coming on. Arsenal substitution. Who's this? Odegaard is coming off. Oh, holding. Oh yeah, he was bald before, innit? I didn't know Holding could grow hair. Rob Holding comes on with a wad of hair. Just to play through the middle. Caldwell goes back to Dunk on the centre circle. Goes all the way back to the keeper on the Shrine side. Is there a ball on the pitch? No, that's a balloon. Estepinian first time into Mitoma, who turns, gets away from Saka, bringing it forward down this left-hand side, and he's brought down there, and that's going to be a Brighton free kick down this left-hand side. Is that not a yellow card for Saka? Is that not a yellow card for Saka? That should be a second yellow card. He absolutely takes him out. Free kick down this left-hand side for Brighton. 88th minute. 4-2 currently to Arsenal at the Amex Stadium. Do we get a third? No, we don't. Pascal Gross' delivery has been shocking today. He takes the throwing. Mitoma takes it on his right foot. Oh! Oh, Mitoma on his right foot is deflected into the back of the net. It's 4-3. No way, man. No way. No way. Guys, I'm struggling here. I'm ill right now. I am struggling, but wow. 4-3. I told you this is a good fixture for us. It comes off Holding, I think, or Tierney. It comes off one of them. Brighton. Wow, we're going to have at least 6 minutes of added time here. At least. What's the VAR check for? Oh, is Mitoma offside? Oh, Mitoma's offside. Mitoma's offside. He comes out from an offside position. Yeah, that'd be offside, that. Yeah, offside. Offside. Wow. Just for a second. He just couldn't get back on side Mitoma. Yeah, 6 minutes of added time. 4-2. Mitoma was offside. Ramsdale now to restart the game. Hooray for VAR. And Dunk heads it back to the keeper. That just shows if Brighton started the game quicker than they did, waiting 15 minutes to get into the game, might have had a different game here. Colwell into Mitoma. Estepinian. Oh, feeds him behind to Mitoma. Gets him to the box. He's brought down. Is that not yellow card? Pascal Gross goes out for a corner. 91st minute. 5 minutes left to go of the added time. Corner here. Pascal Gross. Oh, headed over the bar. Goal kick. Four-two here for Arsenal. One goal disallowed for offside. Mikel Arteta gets away with a lot on the touchline. I'll be honest with you. He gets away with a lot on the touchline. Long kick over the top. Headed away. Ferguson will try and get the end of it. So if Ferguson should be someone that they look at to play through the middle, he's played well today. Why did they not start him? 18 years of age. Colwell. Dunk on the centre circle. Out wide to Samiento. Tariq Lamptey. Samiento. Right foot. Gets away from Tierney. Cuts it back. Gets himself in the penalty box, but Tierney snaps back at him, and it's Arsenal who'll come away with it here on that left-hand side, who feeds the ball over the top, and that's just going to clear it away. Sanchez will keep it in play here on this right-hand side. Dunk on the centre circle. Bringing it forward. Into Gilmore. Returns it back to Dunk on the halfway line. Ferguson. Lamptey. Colwell. 3 minutes to go. Everything's been played in the Arsenal half, ladies and gentlemen. You wouldn't think Arsenal are 4-2 up here. Dunk puts the ball into the box towards Pascal Gross. It's over. Goes over everyone. Estepinian will keep it alive here. Mitoma. Into Caldwell. Gilmore. Gross. Ciso. Gilmore. Samiento. Goes backwards to Tariq Lamptey. Lays it into Ferguson. Shot. Saved at the keeper. 94th minute here. '94th minute here. Ramsdale. Restart. Long kick up top. And Estepinian comes back here to dunk. And it's now Billy Gilmore on the centre circle. Out wide to Tariq Lamptey. The Brighton fans are going home in their numbers. Colwell. Into Mitoma. Cleared away. And Martinelli picks up the loose ball and he'll bring it forward. Intercepted by Dunk Hype the pitch here. Pascal Gross. Intercepted there by Saka. And it's cleared away. 95th minute. And it's a Brighton throw in. Colwell. Tariq Lamptey. Samiento down the right side. Bringing it forward here for Brighton. Into Ferguson. And Samiento Conga at the end of it goes out for a goal kick. And I think that's going to be that, ladies and gentlemen. Odegaard getting man of the match here. And I think that's about right. 1 shot, 1 goal, 3 chances, 1 assist. I think that 4-1 for Gabriel was a big goal. That was a big goal. And it's Ramsdale now to restart the game. High up into the air. And the referee blows for full time and it's finished here, ladies and gentlemen. Brighton 2, Arsenal 4. And what a game we had. I appreciate every single one of you that came by. Scuba Culture there with the 3-month subscription. Daniel Knights and Sound there with the follow. I appreciate all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, look after yourself. Take care. I'm going to be live tomorrow for a full day. So I'm going to have to recover for that one. Until then, look after yourself. Stay safe. And I'll see you the new year, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.